This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Time right now is 4:27 here. It is your Wednesday morning. I keep forgetting what day of the week it is.
It's a holiday week. You're allowed to get away with that.
I'm Lauren Casey. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. We begin with weather across the country this morning because there is a lot going on. And the timing couldn't be worse because of the Thanksgiving holiday. So many people not only taking to the roads, but to the air to get to their holiday destinations.
Yeah, and today, Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, this is expected to be the busiest travel day. So this could change up your plans if you're flying. It could be a ripple effect. We know Denver got a lot of snow, a lot of areas dealing with wind, and that's causing some flight cancellations and delays. So something you're going to want to watch out for, even if you're in an area that's not dealing with weather. It could just be a problem that stemmed from somewhere else. So you'll want to check that before you head out today.
Well, I know even closer here, more in the middle part of the country, they're dealing with severe storms, possible tornadoes even.
Yeah.
So Alyssa Donovan is here joining us. How is all of this going to impact us here in central Indiana?
So what we're seeing this morning is just some lingering showers and a few thunderstorms moving through. We actually have the potential of seeing some of those thunderstorms yet this morning. The main thing with those is the possibility of producing some gusty winds, and we'll continue to see that potential of gusty winds throughout the day. We have a high wind warning to the north of us and a wind advisory to the south of us. So the entire state is at advisory level at the least when it comes to those winds. We're going to see those gusts potentially up to 60 miles per hour in those areas to the north. So that is the potential for some damaging winds, which could cause some issues. The good news is the morning showers and thunderstorms is going to come to an end by about 8 or 9 a.m. this morning. That's when we're expected that to die down, but the winds are probably going to stick with us throughout the day. Temperatures today, we're starting in the 50s this morning, and then we're actually going to drop off. So it's going to be a cooler afternoon as we head through the day. We're seeing those warmest temperatures this morning.
All right, Alyssa, thank you. And if you're staying home today and preparing your meal or starting to prepare it, you're going to want to see this story.
Yeah, our Kelsey Anderson is going to be live with Wayne Township Fire. This is something we do every year, and it's a lot of fun, but it is a really good safety message for you. If you're frying that turkey, there's a lot of things you'll want to keep in mind. Some dangers, because we don't want your holiday celebration to turn into a tragedy or just cause a lot of damage to your home.
Yeah, you don't want to wind up here on the news with us.
Right,
that's for certain.
For your house fire. So she's going to be showing you with the fire department what you should not do this holiday season. Another story we have for you, our Rafael Sanchez is looking into a problem with people who use transportation to get to their medical appointments.
Yeah, this is something so many Hoosiers depend on because they cannot drive themselves. And he is speaking to one woman who is just having a very difficult time with this entire situation. He'll have her story coming up right here on Good Morning Indiana.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now at 4:30, treacherous travel conditions as severe storms hit much of the country. What you need to know for your Thanksgiving plans.
A new federal law is raising the punishment for animal cruelty. While it won't make as much of a change here in the state of Indiana.
And a businessman is opening more opportunities for people on the east side, the community center he created to give back to others. 4:30 on your Wednesday morning. Thanks for joining us on this Thanksgiving Eve. I'm Meredith Barrick.
And I'm Lauren Casey. Alyssa Donovan is with us right now, and she's probably the most important part of the day. We're talking about the weather,
the show.
As we have a lot going on and people are heading out on the roads and in the skies. A busy travel day.
Yes, and the main thing today is going to be that wind. I know a lot of people are going to be driving on the roads when it gets as windy as it's supposed to today. That could cause some problems. So important to pay attention and be aware as you head out on the roads this morning. We also are starting today with some showers and some thunderstorms. We have a cluster of thunderstorms moving across the area right now into Indianapolis. Those have the potential of producing some gusty winds as it moves through. Just about 50 miles per hour expected with those wind gusts. As we head through the day, we'll continue to see those gusty winds, but the showers will come to an end. But this morning, for the next couple hours here, we do have that threat of some showers and thunderstorms as this line moves across central Indiana this morning. Expecting that to take taper off in the next few hours here, right around 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. That's when we'll start to see that precipitation come to an end, and then we're going to be left with just some cloud coverage throughout the day. But we are going to continue to see those gusty winds, which is why to the north of Indianapolis, we have that high wind warning. That includes Indianapolis. And then to the south, we do have a wind advisory. We are expecting those wind gusts anywhere from 40 to 60 miles per hour throughout the day, and sustained winds out of the southwest up to about 30 miles per hour. Temperatures today going to drop off. We're starting in the 50s this morning. By this afternoon, we'll only be into the low 40s.
All right, Alyssa, thanks so much. Let's take a look at those wet roads for your morning drive. Here's a live look to the west side, I-70 near High School Road. Traffic is moving along up to speed in both directions. Use caution as you're heading out there. Let's take a turn right now. Another live look at your commute. This is on the east side of town, I-70 and Sherman Drive. We'll continue to keep a close eye out for any crashes or delays, but as you're heading out early on this Wednesday, no problems for your morning commute.
Severe storms battering much of the country are causing flight cancellations and dangerous road conditions as many are beginning their Thanksgiving travels today.
More than 100 million Americans are under some kind of weather alert because of those powerful storm systems. ABC's Janae Norman has more.
This morning, severe weather making Thanksgiving travel treacherous.
All this weather is kind of fouling things up.
Winter storm warnings are stretching from California to Michigan, some of them lasting until Friday. Overnight in the Midwest, a winter whiteout in the Twin Cities, where up to a foot of snow is possible before it ends this afternoon. Parts of the Colorado Rockies are digging out from feet of snow dumped by the same storm.
Woke up and thought I'd take a chance, but no dice. It's just too dicey, and thank God they closed the roads.
On the West Coast, an even stronger storm is sweeping off the Pacific Ocean, bringing hurricane-force winds. It's expected to be a record-setting system called a bomb cyclone, meaning it will intensify at an unusually rapid rate.
Up to 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts. It means 1 to 2 inches of rain in Southern California. Some of those recent burn scars, we could see mudslides and debris flow. This thing moves across the nation, and that second storm could impact our weekend as everyone tries to get home.
Near Spokane, Washington, snow and ice is to blame for this massive pileup on an interstate involving up to 70 vehicles. With rain on the way in Southern California, thousands of people have been allowed back home in Santa Barbara after a wind-whipped wildfire forced them to flee. Wind is also the big story on the East Coast, where tomorrow's Macy's parade is in jeopardy because of heavy wind in the forecast. Organizers saying it will be a, quote, game day decision on whether the balloons will fly. With an estimated 55 million Americans hitting the road and the skies today, it won't be all fun and games.
Yeah, so you got to be careful out there. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of cuckoo birds out there.
Janae Norman, ABC News, New York.
All right, well, back here at home, INDOT is encouraging drivers to be safe during this busy travel season. Today, some road closures and lane restrictions will be lifted, but they ask drivers to stay informed and monitor any construction zones. They also say to slow down, especially in work zones. Pay attention to the roads, plan ahead, allow for extra time in case there's delay, and always drive sober. Construction work is expected to resume Monday morning. At 4:35, we're following breaking news right now from the city's east side. That's where police are investigating a shooting outside of Bar 52 around 3 o'clock this morning. That's near Sherman and English. Police say that a man was taken to the hospital. He's listed in serious condition this morning. This isn't the first shooting near this establishment. Back in August, we told you that a man died after being shot while leaving the business.
RTV6 is working for you, taking a closer look at what a new federal law really means for animals here in Indiana. President Trump signed the Preventing Animal Cruelty and Torture law, which makes animal cruelty a felony nationwide. But animal rights advocates say the new law will not likely make much of a local impact. The law specifically targets those convicted of purposely crushing, burning, or seriously injuring an animal. Anything less is enacted at a local level, and by Indiana law, animal cruelty is a misdemeanor.
I just want people to understand that they still need to be advocating for the laws to be stronger in Indiana for animals.
The law signed by President Trump updated a 2010 law that makes the creation and distribution of animal crushing videos illegal. The previous bill outlawed the videos but didn't ban the actual acts of cruelty. This is the first nationwide animal cruelty law to be put in place.
At 4:36, Noblesville Schools is looking for a new leader of special education after backlash over a meme. Mark Booth will no longer serve as the district's director of special education. RTV6 told you last week that Booth shared a meme on his personal Facebook page that has a photo of President Trump and a caption that refers to him as, quote, special needs. Some parents said the image was insensitive and offensive to students Booth was supposed to be representing. The district says he will be shifted to a role that focuses on analytical compliance.
The Southport High School boys basketball team will not be able to compete in this year's state tournament, but school leaders say they still plan to fight the decision. The Indiana High School Athletic Association has banned the team after head coach Eric Brand was accused of violating recruitment policy. He's accused of breaking the rules by raising money to help a student from Congo legally stay at the school. The district says the 15-year-old was brought to the U.S. and enrolled at the school by a man posing as a coach. Speaking publicly for the very first time about the allegations, Coach Brand says his priority was and still is helping the teen.
He's a 15-year-old young man who's been in another country for 3.5 months, who the first man that he came in contact with didn't treat him right. I saw distress. I saw a young man's spirit dying. I saw a young man in trouble.
Southport High School will make its case at a hearing next week. The committee will have up to 10 days to release its decision.
It is 4:38. An honor walk for a Southern Indiana football coach will be held at St. Vincent Hospital today. That's where Philip Bozeman was treated after suffering a stroke during a football game in Indianapolis on Friday. He died on Monday. The walk will be held because Bozeman was an organ donor. Details have not been announced to the public yet. The hospital says a minimum of 4 hours notice will be given. Funeral services will be held on Saturday.
Having more community spaces is often a suggestion we hear from residents of Indy's East Side neighborhoods. And one businessman agrees and is now doing something about it. Phil Coleman created OfficePlex, a business development center open to the community and entrepreneurs looking for a place to launch their future. It's located off of 10th Street near the John H. Boner Community Center. It has a radio station, computer lab, office space, and a jazz club. It's all open to the community, and those who use it say it's a rare find.
I am so happy that this facility is in our community, because unless you're a teenager and have access to the legacy facilities that are with Tech High School, there's nowhere for an adult to come and rent a recording studio or have an interview show or talk show on a radio station, and to have the computers and the office space in an affordable way really is community building for us.
I'm trying to do what my father said. If you're blessed with a few talents, hey, take those talents and give it back.
While Coleman has fully funded the OfficePlex himself, there is still work to do, and he welcomes contributions. You can learn more about OfficePlex in this story at theindychannel.com.
It's not too late to get a seasonal job. UPS is still hiring Hoosiers for the holidays. The company says it's still looking to fill 640 positions right here in the Indianapolis area. Those jobs are a mix of seasonal and permanent. Pay starts at $14 an hour, and those schedules are flexible.
Some good news this morning. A dog found severely injured and tied to a pole last March has finally found a forever home. We first told you about Taylor in April. Doctors believe she was hit by a car. According to a Facebook post by the group Redemption Rescue, after several months of rehab and recovery, Taylor will be spending the holidays with her new family seen here. Oh, and she's got a big smile on her face there this morning.
I love that update. Good for her. Well, U.S. forces are launching more operations to fight ISIS in Syria. Coming up, the latest mission as they resume operations alongside the Kurds.
And new technology has made a breakthrough in solar energy. Still ahead, how one company found a way to make sunlight replace the use of fossil fuels. Alyssa.
And we are starting with showers and thunderstorms this morning on the Storm Team Alert Day. We are going to see those storms coming to an end, and then we are going to see a very windy Wednesday. Then I'll have your Thanksgiving forecast coming up next.
Down, 0 deposit, 0 first month, and 0 due at signing.
Welcome back. Time right now is 4:43 here on our Wednesday morning. This is a live look at traffic over on the west side of town. Traffic here is moving along smoothly. No crashes to slow you down, but be careful of the wet roads. We can hear the rain in our studio right now in Indianapolis. It's coming down pretty hard, so use caution for your commute.
The U.S. is resuming large-scale operations with Kurdish forces against ISIS in northern Syria. A statement by the Combined Joint Task Force said that despite recent tensions and a pause in operations against ISIS, the coalition is, quote, committed to the relentless pursuit of ISIS. The task force also confirmed that a mission conducted last Friday led to the death of multiple ISIS fighters.
A judge has ruled that the Trump administration cannot deny immigrants visas because they don't have health insurance. Judge Michael Simon said that the rule requiring them to show proof of health insurance is inconsistent with the Immigration and Nationality Act. Simon has previously blocked the Trump administration from implementing the policy. Now a nationwide preliminary injunction is in place until that case is resolved.
A construction worker had to be rescued after he fell 50 feet into a hole in Arizona. Officials say the man was working at a new housing development when he fell into a dry well covered by plywood. Rescue crews were able to get him out of the trench about 5 hours later. The man was taken to the hospital, but thankfully is not seriously injured.
Time now, 4:45. A secretive startup backed by Bill Gates has found a way for sunlight to replace fossil fuels. Heliogen is a clean energy company that's using artificial intelligence and mirrors to generate solar energy. A field of mirrors can reflect sunlight to generate extreme heat that can be used for some industrial needs. The company says it can create the required heat to make things like cement, steel, and glass. Heliogen's CEO says it plans to announce its first customers to use technology soon. It is 4:45 on our Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, and it is a Storm Team 6 alert day, Alyssa.
That's right, and the good news is by tomorrow things are going to calm down, but today we are starting with some showers and thunderstorms moving through the area right now across central Indiana. We just heard those here at the studio downtown Indianapolis, and those are continuing to move off to the east. Those are not going to last much longer, maybe till 7 or 8 a.m. this morning, and then we are going to see windy conditions throughout the day. We're going to see those wind gusts between 40 and 60 miles per hour at their peak, which is why we do have a warning and an advisory in place depending on where you are in the state. And then following that, much cooler and calmer conditions for Thanksgiving. But starting today, we do have that line of storms tracking across the area. Those just moved through downtown, moving towards Greenfield and into Anderson right now. Those have the potential of producing those gusty winds I was talking about. Those are going to have an impact on us throughout the day today. We're also seeing those storms down around, moving just across Bloomington and into Nashville right now and into Franklin towards Shelbyville. So just be expecting that at your house shortly. What this is producing is some heavy downpours, quick heavy downpours, and then also those gusty winds. All of this is from that same low pressure system that's having an impact on the rest of the country as well. As you head out today, those showers and storms are going to an end if you're traveling today, but we are going to see those winds picking up throughout the day. So that's going to be our hazard. So here's a look at TrueCast when it comes to that precipitation. Here we are this morning at 4:30. We have those showers and storms moving through, but look at that. By 8 a.m., things are clearing out and we're drying out. And then we are going to see those temperatures dropping off as well. We're going to see cooler and drier air take place as it moves into the afternoon. And then we are going to see a little bit of cloud coverage later today as well. But by the noon hour, we're dropping into the 40s. So we're seeing the warmest temperatures right now, and then we're going to see those fall off throughout the day. Areas seeing thunderstorms right now, we're seeing those wind gusts pick up. That's why we're seeing wind gusts in Indianapolis right around 36 miles per hour, 35 miles per hour down in Bloomington. We'll continue to see those winds pick up throughout the day, which is why we do have a high wind warning to the north of us. That's the area in purple on your screen. That area could see gusts up to 60 miles per hour, and then down to the south of us, we also have a wind advisory. That area could see gusts up to 50 miles per hour. The peak wind gust time looks like it will be between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. So that's the time that you could see some issues as you drive on the roadways. Those wind gusts can cause some issues, especially if you're driving a higher profile vehicle. Looking ahead to Thanksgiving, things are calming down. 41 degrees for our high with mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures are dropping off a little, so it's going to be a cooler start to our Thursday and a cooler holiday at that. Today, main thing is going to be that wind, that high wind advisory, or high wind warning rather, and wind advisory in effect until 9 p.m. tonight.
All right, Alyssa, thanks so much. Let's take a look at traffic right now. This is our INDOT traffic camera over on the northeast side, I-465 and I-69. You can see traffic here is moving along just fine despite the wet roads we're dealing with this Wednesday morning. Taking a look at our traffic now map, you can see no crashes to report around the metro area, and those interstates are green. It is expected to be the busiest travel day ahead of the holidays, but we know that everything is moving along smoothly at this hour here in central Indiana, so it's great news if you're heading out early. Let's take a look right now at I-70 and High School Road. This is over on the west side of town where traffic is moving along just fine. Maybe you're heading out to the airport to drop someone off this morning. No major problems to slow you down.
Lewis, the koala who was rescued from an Australian brush fire, has died. His story went viral after a video showed a woman running from her car to help him out of the fire. Officials from the koala hospital made the decision to euthanize Lewis yesterday after inspecting his wounds. They say it became clear his burns were not going to improve. Lewis was estimated to be around 14 years old. The fires have devastated the area's koala population, with more than 350 estimated to have died from the flames.
Luxury car brand Audi is creating thousands of jobs so it can invest in making more electric cars. The company announced it would cut 9,500 jobs by 2025, and at the same time, it says it'll be creating 2,000 more jobs focused on the electric vehicle technology. Audi says that the job cuts would be achieved through turnover and retirement. The remaining workers would be guaranteed jobs through 2029. The cuts are part of an agreement with worker representatives to allow 2 major Audi factories in Germany to be overhauled to make these electric vehicles.
Tesla is putting its new electric Cybertruck to test. Elon Musk wanted to show the power of the truck, so he put it up for a literal truck tug of war. He put his Cybertruck up against a Ford F-150, and the Cybertruck ended up dragging the Ford uphill. This short clip Musk posted on Twitter now has been viewed more than 12 million times. Critics say the demonstration was unfair to Ford, however, because of the F-150's weight and rear-wheel drive. A Ford executive replied saying they should do an apples-to-apples truck test. Musk then posted saying, quote, "Bring it on." This Thanksgiving, students in Iowa are giving back with a creative way to help the homeless. After the break, how they're using recycled surgical materials to create something useful.
And it's been 8 long months since an Avon mother went missing. All new at 5, her family's plea for answers. But first,
I'm Vinny Politan. Coming up today on Court TV, our continuing coverage of Florida versus Mark Sievers. Yes, it's the day before Thanksgiving, but we will be live in the courtroom as Mark Sievers tries to fight off charges that he masterminded the murder of his own wife. Today, Court TV brings you Florida versus Mark Sievers, a death penalty trial.
And don't forget, you can watch the all-new Court TV live on your mobile device by visiting CourtTV.com. We'll be right back.
Protect.com.
Can I blow that?
Well, it's a season of giving, and some students in Iowa are working to help the homeless in their community with pillows.
And they are using recycled surgical materials to do it. The students at Des Moines Area Community College used water-repellent surgical wrappers to create the pillows. It took them months to collect all the materials from clinics in the area. They then stuffed and sewed more than 100 pillows and mats, each to give to local homeless shelters.
We just think, Thanksgiving's coming up, oh my gosh, all the food. Well, that's what I think, but I know like people who are homeless, they don't have food, so they don't have that safety. So I hope this will make them feel safe.
Each pillow and mat is topped with handmade cards from both elementary students and the college's child care kids. The students will finish giving them out to shelters this week. What a great way to reuse those products.
Yeah, very creative. I like that story. Okay, we do want to talk to Alyssa Donovan right now. It is a busy travel day, and people are not getting the best weather for their travels.
No, if you're leaving this morning, you might run into some thunderstorms. If you're leaving by midday and into the early afternoon, you're going to encounter some wind. We have a high wind advisory for areas to the north. That means gusts up to 60 miles per hour at times. And then we also have a wind advisory to the south of us. That's a high wind warning, rather, to the north. Wind advisory to the south of us. That's where gusts could be up to 55 miles per hour, which could cause some issues as you head out on the roads. Temperatures today are going to fall. We're hitting our highs this morning. We'll be into the 40s this afternoon. Cloudy and calmer for Thanksgiving.